How we doing, everybody?
Hola.
Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggly with It. I'm Will.
I'm Audrey.
And what are we doing today?
My father's work?
My father's work. Yeah, we are trying to complete... Well, no, we're no longer trying to complete our father's work, though. Because now we have our own masterwork that we're trying to complete because, well, go back and watch the other video, but Generation 2 did not go very well. They laughed us out of the symposium. They said, be gone with you. Well, not us, our parents, but... wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. With that said, we're not going to go over really the rules. We did get all set up for the third generation. So, of course, if you want to know what has happened up to this point, again, go check out the other video, then come back and watch the final generation, right? And see if we can complete our masterwork. So let's go ahead and get the camera flipped over. There we are. So we are set up for a two-player game of My Father's Work. And why is that?
Because there are two siblings here in this.
Two mad scientists.
Not
I was going to go with mad scientist. You went to siblings.
That's better.
Yeah, that's better. Oh, well. But there's two of us here, so that is why we are playing a two-player game. Now, Audrey, I think, got the first player token, right? It said give it to the person that was behind or ahead, or... I'm not sure. Audrey's got the first player token, so we're going to let Audrey...
I don't even remember this from last time.
Yeah, it's first player token. I was passing it back and forth. You probably weren't noticing I was passing it back and
And
forth.
this is all I had?
That's how we start the round. I started with extra because I've got level 2 with my biology. All right. So, yeah, so now I got to look at what I need to make first because, well, there's my A's and my B's and my C's. Don't necessarily need an A. I do need another B so I can work on my C's. And then we have to look in our phones, remember, because we took a picture of our masterwork.
Yeah.
Did
you take it with my phone?
I took yours
Or
with your
me?
phone and mine with my phone. That way it was easy for us. It looks like this.
I think
Looks like that. All right. So in order to finish your master plan, though, we need to have 3 C's completed. We get a free... Oh, I got a free B, so I don't need B's. I just need C's because I forgot I upgraded that as well. All right. I just need to work on my C's. So let's do that. I don't think you're going to complete that. I would focus on just getting anything that's going to get you victory points, honestly. I doubt I'll be able to get mine. I mean, I'm going to focus on trying to get these 2 C's done. And I can get 2 of the C's done, then I'll try to get the 3rd C done. But that's a lot, right? Because I need 3 green. I only have 2 green, so I still need to get a green, meaning I still have to complete an A. Then I need another green and another green, which those 2 are fine because I've got that. But then I yellow. I've got 2 yellow, so I'm good there. So technically, this is the only one I can't really do right now. Okay.
So I'm going to... She can go to town. So, to the blacksmith.
So you're going to town.
Also, see.
All right, so you get two gears. You get 2. All right, and I need 2 gears as well, so I'm gonna join you there. And because I sent out myself, I don't have to pay to go there, so I get 2 gears. Well, I have a wild, so I'm actually pretty good because I got that.
I forgot how to get these.
Completing that, you do your record knowledge. So you go from here to here to record your knowledge.
Also, I need to complete this one to gain 2. To gain 2 for me, for here.
Remember, do you have any buildings down there?
Any building?
Oh yeah, you already have a C. That's right. So you got that tile that automatically gave you a C. Out right now we have gain 3 ingredients. Religious altar, that would push you back on the creepiness. Greenhouse would push you back on insanity. And then bleeding statue gives you 6 victory points, but is too creepy because you're putting a bleeding statue in your villa. Actually, the 3 ingredients isn't too bad. Do I need 3? Oh, I do need 3.
It's my turn.
Yep, tutt'erno.
Can I go there again or no?
You'll have to pay.
to pay.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you want for that?
It's not, you pay a coin to go there.
One coin?
Yeah, I think it's one. I don't know if it's one per person or one.
But that is because it is already...
Because it's already occupied. Yeah. If you want to collect 2 gears in return, Jeff has already placed himself there. She pays 1 to the supply and then can perform her action. Yep. So 1, just 1.
And who can go?
The round base, your spouse can go.
So and he's gonna collect 1.
1. Yep. All right. So I'm gonna send my worker here to the builder's office. I'm gonna go ahead and get the 3 of my choice, which is 3 plus 1. So luckily I had that carry over from the last round. So there's my 4 monies. And I want 3 animales. Oh no, it's 3 of my choice. I want 2 animales and 1 potion, or whatever those things are called. I got an elephant. Oh, he gave me an elephant and a mouse, and those 2 are like, that's funny because, you know, elephants are supposed to be afraid of mice. Oh, the black one. Yeah, the black one's got glitter in it. It didn't come out the way the other ones did because, yeah, so I didn't put as much of the glue in this one, and then I put too much black paint. I should have just done like a drop of black paint, but I kind of squirted in there, and I should have done more glue. So I put little glitter things in it. It really doesn't come out as good as the other ones. I might dump that one and try again. All right, back to you.
Back to me. Ooh. What if I have already to redeem this? I have to pay 1 gear, right?
Well, you got to take your guy and do your experiment.
Take my guy and do the experiment.
Yep.
So I'm gonna experiment.
Yep.
1 gear.
Okay.
And that is going to give me 2 yellow.
2 yellow knowledge. And 1
And this one goes here?
Point.
No.
No, it goes down here. Yeah, you can move that bag. We don't need the baggie. All right. Yeah, so that gives you 1 victory point. All right. I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to do... wow, this experiment's horrible. Yeah, don't want to do that experiment yet.
Yours looks so complicated.
All right, so I'm going to do this one, which is 1 gear, 1 animal, 2 amarillo, 1 verde. So I already had that because I had my stored knowledge. This completes a C. I'm completing it in the 3rd, so I only get 6 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I do go up 1 on the creepy track. So I'm going to need to reduce that creepy track here soon. Otherwise, I'm going to be in some serious trouble.
Oh no, what? When do
you'll have to you have to basically just say pass because you don't have any more workers.
Oh.
You have to go there and hire a worker is kind of what you want to do. All right.
Pass.
So for my final turn, I got to reduce that creepy track. So church requires, well, no money reduces it 1. The pub, which is the new thing, right? The CD pub. No, that was the previous one. Wasn't there another one that reduced the hospital? Oh, they think we're creepy, so the hospital's bad. I thought the CD pub now also reduces our creepiness. Let me see here. Pub. If your token is overtaken by the mob, in addition to the church, you can now visit any pub. When you visit a pub marked with a creepy symbol and 0 symbol, reset to 0. Oh, we don't have that this time. That was last round. Oh no, here's a pub. There it is. It's up here. Oh, CD pub lets you hire some CD individual. That's the difference. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this pub. So that resets me back to 0. So I'm back at 0. And then I went to the CD pub, so I have to read a passage. Click here for the bar venture. All right. So we would have this up on the screen, but unfortunately it was causing issues last time. I mean, I guess I could see if it's working better this time. Last time it was not working very well. That may have just crashed it. Well, all right. So no, that seems to not want to work right now. I'm using something called BlueStacks, which everybody says is a great emulator, but unfortunately BlueStacks does not want to go with OBS. So I might need to look into that before this weekend because we're going to play, well, we're only playing one app game. I'll have to see. And it's actually on a website, not on an app. So that should actually be fine. All right, setup. Place a creepy token on the farmer's market. Farmer's market down here. Okay. So farmer's market. When a player takes an action at this location, they gain 1 creepiness for every creepy token on that location. Oh.
I need to go there, Will.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you were going to go there now. Here's the story. So bar venture. It is in the interest of thoroughness that I include this legal note. Maybe it is of some historical value. The sheer number of embarrassing anecdotes does offer insight into the character of the scientists, though it certainly does not paint them in a favorable light. Sworn statement. Case 308 HDG 71. I find the accusations towards my conduct and character most disturbing. To insinuate that I was openly consorting with the individuals of ill repute and offered compensation for illicit activities. Why it is as absurd as the other charges against me from that evening. While I admit to having a few additional libations, it is most presumptuous to believe that just because I was found near the open door of my carriage in the buff, covered in tomato paste with lipstick impressions across the entirety of my form, that I would be held responsible for the debashing of the bushel of cherry tomatoes and several other vegetable stocks. Despite my personal objections, I have summarily reimbursed the stall owner for their prudence and discretion in the matter. Our family's reputation was certainly sullied after the farmer's market, and I resolved to avoid it in the future. So that's why we put that there. Click to continue. All right, so there's still a pub venture, so I guess if we go there again, you can have another pub venture. Although I'm curious if every time we do a pub venture, if it's going to add one of those creepy tokens now. Huh. Okay, well, we don't know. So that is the end of the round. So end of round. Servants on insanity, we don't have that. Return all of your pieces.
Come here, pieces.
Come here, pieces. And your little dude that's hanging out down in the experimentation room. I actually put mine in the wrong spot, but that's fine. It didn't make a difference. I put him down here for the knowledge instead of here for the experiment.
So to complete this is all I have.
So you have a B, a B, and a C right now. So you actually...
What A? This one?
That's your A. And you
But
have
why
2 B.
why isn't there?
Those
there?
were your carryover from the previous round. So you have an A, 2 Bs, 1 C. So technically now, yes, you need 2 Cs if you want to try to do your masterwork. All right. So we all came back. Pass the start player token. We did that. Discard the bottom 2 upgrade tiles. Oh, I forgot to bring this upgrade tile in. Somebody else mentioned that in the last one.
Did we forget to refresh it?
I don't think it was I forgot to refresh. I forgot to refill it. So because I didn't refill it, maybe it would have been something that one of us would have wanted to get. But all right. So what do we got? We got the automated lab. Oh, there you go. So here's how you get your other
person.
Your other person. This one's 4 victory points. This one's 3 victory points. Oh, that one's not bad. That's 3 victory points, and you don't have to worry about creepiness. All right. So I am first player this time. I'm going to do my experiment for my crocodile. Okay. So that is going to cost me on potion, on animalas, and 3 green, which I only have 2, so one of those. Because I'm using one of those, that makes me go insane a little bit. Yeah, well, they done hurt me this time. All right, so there you go. There's all my goodies. All right, so my reward is to go insane a little bit more, which puts me 1 up on the creepy track. And then I have to go creepy, but I do get another animal back. I don't know, that was weird. It can't be the same animal. I just sacrificed that 1 animal to accomplish this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so now I have my second C. So I have 2 C's, 2 B's, and an A. All right, your turn.
I'm gonna experiment.
All right.
Oh, this is, well. So I'm going to experiment this.
Okay.
Which is
3 gears.
3 gears. Dos. Engineering. Nada.
Today's engineering. You have to do 1 more thing to get a wild. You can go here and get a wild. Does make you creepy though.
I saw it too.
Man, you're gonna have to go get you a wild. Send one of your people out to get you a wild.
Mi esposo.
Esposo is wild. All right, so I get you 1 wild. Okay, so now on the next turn you'll be able to do that. All right, so I've got this one as well. So while I've got it, I should just go ahead and complete it. Ooh, but that's gonna make. That's fine. I'm gonna perform the experiment. So that's a gear, an animal, 2 yellow, 1 green, so 2 engineering, 1 biology. All right, so I completed that. Unfortunately, that does make them get mad. It makes me get on the same spot as them, so that limits what I can do. And then I did go here, which gives me another one of the insanity cards. Oh, well, that's annoying.
So behind.
And then I get 8 victory points.
No! Oh, you already passed the 50?
8. Yep. Lo siento. Es mi culpa.
Yeah.
It's these C's. The C's give you tons of victory points. All right, so that's back to you. Now, what do I need for this?
So I'm going to experiment. I'm gonna turn this in. Where does it go? So it is 3 engineering.
It does make you
3
go up on the crazy.
gears.
It makes you go up on the crazy train.
And un A y 2 B's.
No, that's fine. No, just yeah. So that's it. And then your reward is what? 1 of these.
Through. What's this?
That's 1 of these. So, well, yeah, you get 3 victory points. Well, if you do it in the first or second round, you get more. But since you did it now, it's 1, 2, 3.
Seriously? Oh, well,
Yeah,
because you have less things.
I don't know how you would. Yeah, you have less things, so the chance of you getting a C done is like worthwhile. All right, but you get 1 of these buildings. So, final scoring. You can score 5 victory points for each knowledge track you completed, which you haven't done any. Final scoring, score 3 victory points for each sea-level experiment you've completed. Right now you've got 1.
Just 1.
Moat, final scoring 10 victory points, but it does make you go crazy and creepy right now.
And what is the creepiness going to do? Just
it restricts what you can do. Like on my next turn, the only thing I can do is go to the pub. That's all I can do to reset myself back down to 0. Or I can go to, well, I can't go to church because I don't have any money. Oops, start of the round. We forgot to do the start of the round. We both get $3. I think we were missing something. And we were supposed to draw 1 card.
$3.
No, we forgot something like why am I broke?
What?
One of anything that you want. I did an A because I need resources for my masterwork, so I took an A.
I also need resources for my master.
We're still trying to decide your building here. Catacombs, you ignore all effects of your maladjustments. Final scoring gain 6 victory points. So if you end up getting a maladjustment, which is here, you would ignore it. Rose Garden, move to the start of the creepy track. Final scoring, you get 4 victory points. So that doesn't do you much good right now because you're already at the start. I would say your best bet is really the moat right now. That's going to get you 10 victory points, and you're so low on those it doesn't hurt you. It's free.
Okay.
That gets you 10 victory points at the end of the game. It does make you go up here, which is 1 creepy, and then that's 1 creepy. So you're actually going to go up 2. 1, 2. So you're kind of in the same boat. You're going to have to go to the pub, or you're going to have to give offerings at the church. All right. So I'm going to, I got to do what I said I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the pub, which takes me back down to 0. You can also raise that, remember, by going, oh, we can't raise it anymore. The mob. Yeah, the other one, there was you could go to one of the locations. I forget which location, and it would make the mob go back up. All right. But I went to the pub. Let's see if this is a different pub story this time. Take a pub venture. Place a token on the blacksmith. Do I need gears? I do need a gear. I can get that next round because you get 1. Oh no, you don't get 1 free resource. 1 free resource is at the beginning of the game. Dang it. All right. Accept. All right. Local records from this time show a shocking number of legal depositions submitted on behalf of the family due to minor incidents at one of the town's drinking establishments. A pertinent example is shown below. Sworn statement. And it's got a bunch of letters and numbers again. After a brief excursion to the local pub, I happened to be engaged in a spirited conversation with the blacksmith's son. Being slightly out of his wits, his slightly improper offer to accompany him alone to his chateau for further libations appealed. We engaged in a delightful conversation, so intriguing, in fact, that I accepted his generous offer of temporary lodging for the evening. I will spare the details of our respectable and entirely benign conversation. We both decided to disrobe as any person would do in making nightly preparations for sleep. Regrettably, though, I cannot recollect how it occurred that the blacksmith was unpleased to discover us similarly nude and entwined in this state the next morning. Surrounded by several defiled tools from the forge, our family's reputation was certainly sullied at the blacksmith, and I resolved to avoid it in the future. Me and the blacksmith's kid got it on, I guess. All right. Or, well, I guess my servant, because that's who I sent. All right. Back to you. So you have you.
You have me. I need... I'm gonna get
Remember, you
the
can
other
always,
person.
you go there and you can get your other person. That way you have them for the next
How much
round.
I have to pay
1.
something?
Well, you pay per person you want to get. So you have 2 that you
I
can
was
get.
gonna pay from here.
You can get 2, so you could pay 2.
Oh, I'm rich.
it's
I
an
can buy
infinite-
people.
You're not buying people. You're hiring servants. That's what you're doing.
So, who are the servants? The circle?
The circles. Mm-hmm.
Hola, people.
Hola, peoples. All right. All right, so I have me esposa, and I need the hospital's gonna make me creepy, but I need specific knowledge to complete my. I either do that or I go crazy. I need 3 biology and 3 engineering. So it's either I try to get an A card, which is going to cost me more resources, or I go crazy. I'm going to go crazy. All right, so I get a wild. Oh no, why am I giving you an... Oh yeah, because you're already there.
You can give me monies. I don't think we were doing that last time.
If you go to the spot, you don't have to. If one of your spouse or servants or them go to the spot, then you have to. All right. So, oh, you got lots of people left. How do you have so many people left?
I just bought.
Two.
Hired.
Hired two.
And me.
Oh.
Me is still there.
Oh, you sent the wrong one.
Oh.
There you go. He can't go there. He can only do the stuff down here.
Oh, see, right.
But how did I already send out? I have 4. I feel like we're a round off. I went.
Maybe I have not. No, because I
did an experiment. And then you did what?
You did an experiment.
Oh, that's what you're missing something. There we go. About to say, because yeah, you should only be ahead because you just bought your last 2 people, so you're 1 person ahead of me. Yeah. All right, so you got two actions that you can take then.
So I cannot go here now.
You could send one of them there, but remember, well, because you don't have any knowledge to gain.
So this is not. I know, I'm so confused with the knowledge.
The knowledge is you gain it for future rounds and to gain the benefits of.
But they don't count for this.
Yes, they count for that as well. But that's because you leveled it up in a previous turn. So rather than using the cubes that you had to do an experiment, you could have just used them first to level up your knowledge, and then second you would take the second action to do the experiment because your knowledge already.
So I cannot do anything now about that because I don't have any.
It's a little bit too late now because it's so far in the game. You can only do 1 level up per time that you go to record knowledge.
But okay.
Yeah, you rather just ignore record knowledge. There's not much of a reason. It's going to cost you too much effort to try to record knowledge when you could be using those people to get you more resources and conduct more experiments.
Okay.
So, but you have 2 people. So I don't have anybody else, so I have to kind of pass.
Oh, everywhere I need to go is gonna give me creepiness. But I have to.
Well.
No, I don't see.
Well, yeah. I mean, you go there, you get creepy, and you're gonna have to send the other person to the pub.
Let's go here.
Okay.
I like.
What color do you want?
This one.
All right, and you get 1 more.
And not you. You can go at the cemetery.
Now that's going to do creepy and mob.
Everything is going to be
correct. You're going to end up hitting the mob, and you're going to have to go back here and reset.
Because I am just right there in the creepiness. Well, can I still
Blacksmith
get
will do creepy. Animals will do creepy. Everything's creepy now. Everything. All of the resources have turned creepy.
What is this one?
That is buy a upgrade for your building.
And made me creepy.
Well, this would make you, for 2, it would get rid of your creepy.
And what is this one?
That one gains your other servant.
But this creepy
you gain 1 creepy.
Okay, I'm going to do that. And I'm gonna pay $2.
Plus 1 because you're square.
What? So 3?
Yeah, 1. Which one do you want? This one for your servant?
But that makes me creepy.
Or this one?
That one.
To get rid of your creepy.
To get rid of my creepiness.
Alright, put that there. Put you back down to 0. You technically could have done it for free. Because you could have just gone there. Well, no, actually it would have cost you 1 because I was already there. Alright. Slide that down. Put that there. Alright. You have no more people, I have no more people. Okay, so end of round. Servants on the insanity track. None of us have gotten that far yet. Return all your pieces to your quarters.
Come on, people.
Little peoples. Pass the start player token. Okay. Discard the bottom 2 upgrades. And refresh. Then start of the round, we get 3 coins. So 3 coins each and a card. All right. Okay, so you get to go first.
I can only get here if I complete any of these.
Okay.
I can gain this only if I complete this.
Yes. That's why you still kind of have to complete A's, is so that way you can still complete other ones, because they still need the knowledge. That's where building the knowledge in the first 2 generations, I think, is key to being able to complete C's and other experiments at the end of the game.
So I'm going to the cemetery, and if I send me, it gives me 2 creepinesses.
No, it's
no?
It's still just 1 creepiness, but you do get 2. So 1 creepiness, and that went down another track. There's no way to send that back up anymore. In this final game, there's no way to send that back that direction. I forget what location let you do that. Was it the hospital?
I don't remember.
I think it was a hospital, because it was before. Yeah, I think it was when you went to the hospital before, maybe. Because you were helping out, so it went that way. Oh, well, that's not good. All right, so I'm going to send my... I don't like this at all. Because yeah, everything's got creepy. That's fine. I'm going to send her to go get an animal. So I get 1 animal. Then I go up 1 on the creepy track. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so 2 turns now. So I don't want these, I don't need this. I don't need those.
So I'm going to experiment. And I'm gonna pay coffin?
Yeah, coffin.
Coffin.
That makes you go crazy.
It makes me go crazy, but gives me also those...
It gives you 2 wilds.
Wilds.
Alright. So I'm going to... Because I don't need to go to town anymore. I'll buy... Oh, Amor. Know what we're forgetting to do again?
What?
The end of round stuff. We did the same thing last time. So now we got to do 2 end of round things. See what it may have impacted the last 2 rounds. Who knows? All right. End of round. The early years generation perform all end of round actions. All right. Start of round actions in the middle years before continuing. So this would have been for the middle years. Townsfolk chose to remain ignorant to technological advances of that age. Not only did they begrudge the mistrust of the wealth and the knowledge that the cousins had accrued, they hated them for it. Each player gains 1 creepy token for each knowledge that we had at the time in our...
Here?
Yeah, but I don't remember if each of us... I think I might have. I don't know, so we're just going to hit accept. With the hospital slowly falling into disrepair, the church took great measures to warn the populace of the dangers of inoculation, espousing the virtues of alternate homeopathic remedies and pious living. Inevitably, this led to the clusters of the yellow fever once again appearing within the region. Having no target for their anger in a befuddled daze, they turned against the scientists responsible for introducing a cure, without whom this self-inflicted moral dilemma would never have existed. Setup. Move the angry mob token one space to the left. Will immediately gains 1 creepiness and gains 1 insanity. Wow. So that moves 1 more to the left. This was all from that other round. This isn't even in the round that we're in. Like, we've messed up so bad. I've messed up so badly now that, so here I would have lost my spouse. But I would have gotten her back. I would have gotten her back at the next round, because you get her back at the next round. So I'm good there. I would have lost her at the end of that round, and then you end up getting her back anyways because of that rule. Yeah. Wow, the creepiness is like, you can't do anything creepy, and that's basically all everything is out here. Wow, this is a horrible, horrible ending that we've occurred. During this time, the cousins' journal entries became increasingly paranoid about the work of their remarkably hard parental figures. Not only did they describe the feeling of anxiety from their constant negativity and criticisms, but there was a growing fear that they were actively sabotaging their experiments. Coincidentally, several journal entries dated over the course of the first months of the year 1891 form a collective study on the human anatomy. Contained within these pages are detailed sketches of the exposed muscle fiber to the cross-sections of various strains upon veins and arteries. The age of the subject is especially advanced, providing exceptional clarity on how this has affected the structure of the blood flow in these areas. It is only in the final pages of the unnamed subject, or subject is referred to as deceased, the note reads, "Subject deceased. Over these months, I believe I have become even closer to my parent than I ever before. If only I could have had time together, so much still to learn. It is so silent in the laboratory now." While struggling to insinuate such an erroneous deed, the cousins were correct in assuming the worst. Whether intentional or merely a byproduct of the stresses of advanced aging in the mind, there would soon be a horrible and unknowable consequences for unnaturally extending one's existence. Did they take this opportunity to experiment upon their own flesh and blood? Or was this only coincidental and was continued promise of additional help around the estate with potential negatives to come? Choose. In order of any player with any immorality card can choose to discard it to the scenario box. So that's these. If player discards an immorality card, they immediately gain 1 body, lose 1 mind, and gain 1 victory point. Then they must return a caretaker piece to the lost. Okay, so you lose a caretaker piece. Player chooses to keep their immorality card. They receive no special bonus, can also keep their caretaker piece. So basically at the end of the first round, you could have discarded one of these, but you didn't even have one at that time. I could have done that. I would have discarded my caretaker piece, and I would have just gotten them back on the next round anyways. Or no, hang on. No, we would have already done this setup, so we technically would have lost them at that time and wouldn't have had them for the round, because this is happening before that round starts. Yeah, so I wouldn't have done that because I would need my caretaker. So that doesn't impact anything. Are there any players with morality cards remaining in their possession? And this would have just been me. I had 1. I didn't have this one at the end of round 1. Yes. I cannot be overstated the dangers of defying God in the natural order of all things. Immorality, the likes of which the scientists craved, could never be sustained forever without some great sacrifice. Their continued existence was like a rolling of the dice, a gamble of precarious and pendulous dagger perched above their head. They feared that their hasty solution had been borne upon irreversible effects. The interior withered, the skin grayed and sagged, translucent against the sinewy veins beneath. The ultimate cure had become a curse of the life that is like festering wound that would cut deeper with each passing day. Still, they continued on their work, hoping the effects were temporary, but fearing the worst. It took more and more resources to quell their pain each day. Setup. Any player with an immorality card discards an ingredient if possible and draws a compulsion. So at that time I would have had my mouse. So I discard my mouse and I get a compulsion.
And what do I discard?
Nothing. You don't have to discard anything. These aren't compulsions, right? No, those are maladjustments. Oh no, I have a compulsion. Oh, hang on. Oh, I had a compulsion. Oh, was I? These aren't immorality cards. Where are the immorality cards? Maladjustment.
It's not this. Compulsion.
No, that's a compulsion. So actually, that would not have happened because... Oh, immorality cards. It's cards that were in here. Okay, so actually, give me my mouse back. But technically, neither one of us had immorality cards, so all of that was for naught. So, can you go back is the question. Oh, what happens if I go back now? Oh, cancel. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, well, that was all kind of a waste. Okay, so that was the end of the second. All right, so now we're going to second round event. Did anything else change? No. Second round event. Middle years of the third generation has ended. Perform all end of rounds, which we did. Then perform the start of round actions, which we did. And then we continue to late round. Okay, so this would have been before we took our 2 turns. So technically, let's take our people back. You take yours back. We have to undo what we did. So take that back.
Everything?
Yeah. We don't know how this is going to impact more. It may be maybe a negative impact because of where we are now.
Did I have this?
So you would not.
Did I
have
have
gone
this
up
one?
No, you did not have that yet. You gained that by completing that objective. All right. Creepiness was. When did you gain that creepiness? All right. Either way, we're both on top.
No,
it was the previous round.
Yeah, I risked.
Okay.
Oh no, it was with this.
Yeah. All right. Hostility is not abated. If anything, time had proven townsfolk steadfast in their unsophisticated point of view. The perils of blind faith and the excessive drink manifested in the gloom that surrounded the ashen streets. Setup. Each player gains 1 for each knowledge cube in their quarters. Well, we can't gain anymore because we're kind of on top of the angry mob. They are not happy with us. Fat load of good your family's contribution to society has done for us. The patrons would sneer on their approach. I used to have yellow fever. Now I've got yellow fever and an insufferable doctor trying to tell me what to do. Townsfolk showed little respect for the family's past political and charitable stances, and they expressed their derision at every opportunity. This resulted in significant perturbation. Fancy smancy words. Setup. Adri the third draws 1 compulsion, which was the one you had, and returns the mayor token to the box. So that must have been like, if you had this, I guess you put it in your baggie. If you had that, then you would have got maybe some kind of, oh, hang on, it had its own little baggie. Sorry. All right, Will 3 draws 1 compulsion card. And returns my heart to the scenario box. So these must have had something to do at the very end of the game if we still had them. Because I was wondering, remember I kept saying, like, why did they not tell me to give back this token? Well, now
this goes back?
Yep, goes back. I lost it too. Accept. While the cousins thrived in the lamplit tenebrosity of their basement laboratories and spent many evenings observing the melancholic ashen mist that enveloped the nearby village, the lack of modern convenience of light and electricity, which had been granted across all of Europe, had become a detriment to their experimental capabilities. One particularly chill evening in winter, a meeting was called in the town hall in which the topic of electricity and connection to the national grid was reintroduced. However, possibly fueled by many in attendance having already given patronage to the local pub, the icy mood of the meeting suddenly erupted into a fiery debate. The meeting soon descended into chaos and was adjourned as a minor brawl spilled into the snow-covered street. It appears as if nothing would be done without intervention. With their influence amongst the aristocratic circles, it would only take a few minutes amount of effort for the cousins to levy outside approval for the installation of electric grid, but they were aligned in their desire to agitate the masses. Oh, you went and got the body. That's right. That's how you went up on the creepy. I was trying to remember again because I remember you reduced it at one point. Okay. All players take all of their money into their hands. They secretly choose any amount to place in their right hand and bid on choosing an outcome. So you take all the money that you have into their hands. Then they secretly choose any amount to place in their right hand to bid on choosing the outcome. The winning player will gain 3 victory points and have the option to choose if the town gains or rejects electricity. Once all players are ready, reveal the amount of money bid simultaneously. If there's a tie, the player that went last this turn wins the bid. Accepting electricity will allow us to complete experiments at a discounted cost, despite the fact that it may enrage populace into destruction of property. Rejecting electricity may support the obstinate masses and quell the angry mob.
So wait, what?
Once all players are ready, reveal the amount of money bid simultaneously. The player that bid the most wins and gets to choose. Only the player that wins the bid must pay the bid. So you have to pay this. Whatever you bid, you have to pay.
We're gonna show our right hand.
Whatever you want to bid, put into your right hand. Yeah. All right. So.
And then I have to pay anyways.
Whatever you bid. Yeah. Forget how much I had. Okay.
Oops, I did my left.
That's fine. All right, so I have to pay 4.
Oh, you have too much money.
Oh. You put the 4 in there and keep the 2 that's left. All right. All right.
I paid 2.
So I immediately gained 3 victory points.
No,
I'm gonna. We can't do anything. I've got to refuse the electricity because we can't do anything because the angry mob is clear down there. So refuse. The townspeople sifted through the cousins' iterate proposal in the next town meeting and realized that they intended to support their ridiculous distrust of modern conveniences. That evening, a celebratory mob congregated in town in various primitive lighting devices, given the lack of electricity to cheer and chant their approval. Fueled by alcohol and inspired by ignorant revelry, the gathering quickly devolved into a righteous mass, chanting loudly in crass language and tore down the central streets of the village, leaving nothing untouched in their destructive path. In the morning, the misty streets revealed themselves. The devastation and regret became clear as crystal. Newspapers of the time displayed pictures of the aftermath. The hospital blazed, the town hall left in smoldering ruins. They hastily rebuilt the best they could, but would never be the same. So, if we gave them electricity, they were going to riot. But it would be easier for us to complete an experiment. We didn't give them electricity, which is what they wanted, and they still went on a riot. We can't win. No one has less in it than the other one, so it looked kind of weird.
No, this one.
A couple of them do. Yeah, a couple of them have less in them. Okay, continue. All right. Return the angry mob token to its starting location. The player that won the vote also receives 1 ingredient or knowledge. Ooh. So, I will take a gear. All right. That's what I said. I figured it would completely change what we were doing. That's why we had to undo all that. It cannot be overstated the dangers of defying God and the natural order of all things. Immortality, the likes of which the scientists craved, could never be sustained forever without some great sacrifice. Their continued existence was like a rolling of the dice, a gamble as precarious as a pendulous dagger perched above their head. Didn't we already hear that? No. The unthinkable had been achieved. Whether a sheer providence or a remarkable display of intellect, the solution to immortality appeared to have worked. In fact, the effects were so remarkable that many witnesses' accounts to this day observe that the aging process appeared to have been reversed. While still aged by all accounts, the individual's tristes, on immortality appeared to have succeeded, at least for now. So immortality, I guess, is one of the sort of setup. Remove all of these from the board. That's good. Oh, if I would have known that, I wouldn't have taken a gear. Turn to page 9. Okay, now we're going to see the destroyed village. Page 9. All right, so what happened? Church, all their players increased their creepiness. Pub is the same. Blacksmith's the same, that's the same. CD pub now, so both, there's a new CD pub. Our guys are getting drunk. The fortune teller's the same. Everything else is the same. So we basically gained a CD pub, and then the church no longer removes creepiness. All right.
Oh, so how was
Like
that?
this, the townspeople express regret for the action they offer assistance of families' endeavors. Any player with a token that is not currently overtaken by the mob receives one final perform experiment action at the end of this round. Okay, so if you don't get overtaken by the mob, you get to perform one final perform experiment action at the end of the round.
If you don't
Yeah, which it seems like it's free. It seems like you're not going to have to put your person. You just get to perform it at the end of the round. Okay. So now it's back to you on your first player turn. You technically can do the same thing.
So you can do the experiment.
Yeah, you technically can do the experiment again.
Pay this for this. And now
Yeah, now you go up on you go up on the insanity.
And I gain 2 wild.
And you get the 2 VP.
I'm going to repeat. Oh, I don't know. I haven't done that.
All right, so now what I want to do. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do an experiment. Going to give you un animalis. And then that's going to give me 2. Oh, how many victory points did you get for your experiment?
Oh, sí, 1.
1. So I get 2 green knowledge. And then 1 victory point. Okay. Back to you.
So, I'm going to
I completed an A level experiment, so I get to discard this, and I get two victory points.
So I'm going to get an animal. No, this is what I have to complete.
You have B, B, A, C, A, C. So you have 2 C's, 2 B's, 2 A's. You need 1 more C to then be able to do your masterwork.
Okay, so I can work for this one. But this I already used. It doesn't matter.
Those just count as being completed towards your B's.
So they can.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah, you're good.
So
they're not spent. They're not the experiments aren't resources. It's just saying it's like a normal scientific process, right? You have to complete this before you can do this, before you can, you got to go in the stages.
So I'm going.
You got to use you. What are you missing? Oh, you need 1 more knowledge. You have to go
okay,
get it wild. You're gonna go Looney Tune here in a minute.
No, they cannot go there, can they?
Yeah.
I see Tom.
The square ones are the only ones that can't go.
So he's gonna give me un wild.
1
and creepiness.
All right. So I'm going to perform an experiment. It's going to cost me 1 animal. I'm going to create Jimmy. 1 animal, 1 gear. I already have 2 biology, so 3 biology, and 1 engineering. All right. I did use a wild, so that takes me up on here, which takes me up on the creepy track, which also gets me one of these things. All right. That's weird. It still says at the end of generation you gain one of these. All right. So I did that. So I've just completed my master work. So because I completed my master work, I get to come over here. Masterwork recipe. The masterwork can be completed by taking performing actions and paying all of its cost. Completed masterwork. If you're completing your masterwork, click here to receive your rewards. Clear here at the end of the round. Okay, so click here to receive your rewards. Will is completing it. Just to double check, Jimmy was 1 animal, 1 gear, 3 biology, 3 engineering. Yes, that's what Jimmy cost. If you paid the necessary cost and completed your masterwork, click here to continue. All right. I have done the impossible. Will, journal entry excerpt. To see to my work in the flesh, to see Jimmy finally realize the passion of the moment overwhelmed my senses. I had done it. I shook my fist at God and all who doubted me. You are wrong. I am invincible. Then collect your reward. 19 victory points. All right, so I get 19. Victory points. 1 crazy. I already gave myself my craziness though, didn't I? Because that's why I grabbed that card. Yeah, so I already gave myself my craziness and I had already increased that. Okay. It's weird that it says do all that to get your reward. But it was my reward and it was a small little snippet just saying, yay, I did it. Okay. All right. So now to get more victory points. That's kind of my only objective now.
¿Es mi turno? Or is it still the turn?
That was my turn. I did my masterwork.
So I'm gonna go here and get an animal.
Okay.
What animal do I want?
I don't know. While you decide.
Oh, un bat.
But. So I'm going to go to the church, which is going to push you up the creepy track. I'm going to get rid of this, which gives me 2 victory points. 2. Oops. 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm about to lap you. That's loco. All right, so back to you. Your turn. We'll see him, Paul.
So only this one can experiment? No, now. Oh, you see. No, I can also experiment, right? It does not say that.
Who?
Me.
Yeah, you can experiment. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the whole point. You're the scientist.
I'm the scientist. Okay. So I had never been here. So I'm going to experiment the actual wings. 3 cubes.
Okay.
Un animal. Un potion. Un A. Y 2B.
Yeah, but you don't discard those. You just count that you have them. Those don't get discarded. You always have them, so they just stay.
Okay, so I have 1 C.
Okay, so you go up on the creepy track. You gain another one of these. You lose your spouse, and you lose a servant. Now the question is, do you lose the servant there or there? Like, do you have to lose the servant that is? Creepy icons also in several places. When reaching these spaces, if you move to a space with a servant spouse. You immediately choose the appropriate piece. It does not matter if it's used or unused, already or already lost. Okay, so basically you just take this one. That way you still keep your other one. All right. And then you get how many victory points?
That was 7.
So
You are advancing too much.
because I did all those C's. I mean, I did what 16, 7, 8, and then I just finished
now
my
I grab one
masterwork.
card.
Mm-mm.
Not yet.
All right, so my last one. I'm going to go build. No, I'm not going to go build. What am I doing? I'm going to record knowledge. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to spin this green to record knowledge. And then I'm going to get the moat. Since I don't have 2 coins, I'm going to replace the victory garden with the moat. So that's going to cost me 1 coin. All right. But that does make me go crazy, which means I lose my servant.
And when do we collect them at the end?
No, they go to the lost at the end instead. And then I go up on the creepy track. All right, that was my last guy. So uno más.
Well. So uno más what?
That's it. This is the last turn. So your best bet is to try to find something that's going to give you points. What's
Town hall
one of your cards?
is gonna give me dos. Oh.
Well, it's 2. 1, 2. All right, and that sends you back 1, 2. I don't know if you get your guy back though.
Well, it's the last turn. Yes, sir.
I don't think you do. I think once you go up there, you just lose it until the end of that. All right, so that was that. That was the end of that. All right.
I'm just there. I'm done.
So, end of round. Servants on insanity track and some estate tokens go bye-bye. I don't know the point of losing
I
your
lost my husband?
Yeah, I don't understand the point of losing your spouse because you get them back at the beginning. Oh, you get them back at the beginning of the generation, which this one not. Return all your pieces that you have left to your quarters. I don't know why we're doing the end of generations. Oh no, here. Yeah, we'll just go through. Pass the start player token. Discard the 2 upgrades. Don't think this is going to make a difference to anything. But we'll go ahead and do it just to make sure. All right. Okay. So we have completed all that. All right, click here at the end of generation for final scoring and determine the fate of the town. All right. Late years, 3rd year generation is ended. Perform the end of round actions before continuing. Okay, we did that. Okay. Continue. All right. Weary with age and weakened by brief resurgence of yellow fever left uncured, the scientist's last days are spent wheezing and frail. Would this final crucial moment be filled with a single triumph that would secure an irrefutable proof of their scientific legacy? The player with a token that is not currently overtaken by the mob receives 1 final perform experiment action. You get to perform 1 final perform experiment action. I have experiments, but I can't complete any of them. Can you complete?
Well, no, not right now. No.
No? Okay. All right. Continue to final scoring. Each estate upgrade is worth 1 victory point. Add an additional point from vanity estate upgrades. Score -3 for any maladjustment gained at the end of the generation. Oh, I forgot. At the end of the generation, we should have gotten. That's why that malalignment card still happens. We both lose 3, basically. So I lose 3. 1, 2, 3. You lose
I
3.
lose 4,
1,
it
2,
says.
3. Oh.
My spouse is lost at the end of this generation.
Oh,
Lose
wow.
4 points.
Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's
Holy
not
cow.
me, amor. That's you.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Each estate upgrade is worth 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then estate, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got 5. And then I get another 10 for my moat. So I got 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And you have
4 and
plus
also
your moat.
gain 10.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 14.
No me
All right.
gusta.
Click here to tabulate scores for posterity. All right. Will's score. Oh, I guess that's it. Will's score was 50,
100.
90, 95, 96. Oh, I gotta use these up here so I don't switch the screen on it.
No.
The Audrey score was
It's just
39.
that. No puede ser, amor. No.
Where did I get so? Well, I got 20.
The first 2 generations, I didn't that bad.
I think it's his final
We were
generation.
close.
This final generation, yeah, we were. This final generation, I got 6, 13, 14, 22, plus my other 19. So that's basically like 42.
Yeah, I got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
And then I did I think I did 2 of these during 2 more of these during the round. I also did a bunch of these throughout the whole game. Like I was knocking these things out. I was going crazy and grabbing tons of these. All right, so continue. All right, continue. All right. This manuscript is dedicated to Dr. Ensign Ben Wallace, who is survived by his 2 children, daughter Celia Ben Wallace Cartwright, and son, Ensign Ben Wallace Jr. It is with heavy heart the story ends somewhere within these pages, though we endeavor to see his words live on. The research required for his later notes was known to have been exacerbated by dipsomnia. This ultimate exit remains a stark reminder of the perils of inebriation. The family that commissioned his work has dedicated 3% of the proceeds from the publication of this document to his family of Dr. Ben Wallace. It is the absolute least they could do. While we do not hope for its continued publication within Hungary, due to the region's continued lapse in general education capabilities and lack of connection to the electrical grid, we hope that individuals within other European markets will enjoy such a unique biography. The eccentric and infamous scientific legacy of the family will be undoubtedly leave its mark on many years to come. The end, with a question mark.
The end.
You have unlocked a legacy will live on ending. You have unlocked one of the 8 possible endings for this scenario.
Oh.
So there's 8 possible endings that you can get. Because I did look through the box, and there's a bunch more stuff that we didn't even touch. I mean, one was that thing that we got confused about with the one type of card, because we hadn't seen that yet. So let's go ahead and switch over to our first impressions. So there we go. Minus the gameplay snafus of not remembering, which actually brings up the first thing of components. We'll kind of go off of that. Now, the first thing is the components. Now, I don't know why we missed it. We remembered in Generation 2, and then we missed it again in Generation 3 because we stopped and came back. And I think it's because they used the marker at the top of the card to signify reading the story instead of just putting it as a step.
Yeah.
Like I'm going down a stepped list
And then you don't go back up to
I do
see.
for start around,
Well,
but I don't.
yeah, but
But it's not an item
on
in
that
the start
eh,
around.
yeah.
It's like an icon there, and I just think, oh, that's just a header. It just I don't think that was well done, right? Having that there. Otherwise, for the components, most of the components I like the dual layer boards, like the minis. They were pre-washed, right? I ended up doing a monochromatic paint to them, so like mine have red, others had purple, just in certain elements. I'll take pictures and put them up on Instagram. Most of the components I like everything was deluxeified out the box. Like none of this.
I love this. All this.
Yeah,
here.
you can tell it's a Kickstarter version because everything was deluxeified. Two things that I feel like are over deluxeified. One, honestly, are the jars. I feel like the jars are just too big.
It's just for fun.
It's fun. I feel like they're too big. And we made them nice and pretty and cool and all, but I just feel like they're too big. The second thing, and it's something you guys didn't see in the playthrough, and that is the knowledge trackers. So these are the knowledge trackers that you get with the game. I don't know, probably not going to focus. And they're supposed to go on your board. And the board is double layered, so it's like, okay, they should be there. But they're so easy to bump off. Other people have said this in their reviews. Oddly, we set it up, we were going to go for it. And I think Oddly knocked it over twice, and I knocked mine over once before we even started the stream last time. So we were like, I'm not going to deal with it. So we just used cubes. They work just as fine. I think this, again, is an over deluxification that didn't need to be deluxeified. Or if they were going to do it, they needed to find another way. A second problem is it covers up. I can see it here. You can see it covers up whatever my reward is for that level. So in my case, where I had upgraded my engineering, I can't even see that I have a B.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even see that I had unlocked that. So I don't know if we would ever play with these. I mean, they're nice. They just don't. They're not functional. Otherwise, like I said, everything else is great. I like the cards, linen finish. I like all the tokens. I do find it odd that some tokens are cardboard.
Yeah,
and then other tokens
they don't
are
look as pretty
wood.
next to the rest.
So it's like that kind of confused me. But what about you? What do you think of the components?
I love the main components, which is what we use all the time. I agree with these. I mean, we didn't use them, so we don't know well.
Well, they put out here, but it's what I'm saying.
But it's
is,
like, yeah, compared
this
to
is
the
a wood,
other ones,
this
then
is cardboard.
these are like.
So the items that are inside of the boxes, the story boxes, are cardboard components. I don't get why. I guess because you're not going to use them as much, so therefore they made them cardboard. But then again, your yay nay is cardboard. And your 150 victory point is cardboard. So I don't know. It's just a thing. You like the minis? You like all the...
I like... Also, I think this is very... because of the way they all look.
The base... I was talking about the base rings.
The shapes of the bases and the icons on here, so you can actually...
know what you're doing.
Know who you're taking. I've made mistakes, but you should know who you are moving, etc.
One other thing I forgot about is the cards. For whatever reason, they don't have different art. So all of your blue ones, I think, have the exact same art. All of your green ones have the exact same art. The only difference now, this is neat. Now that is neat. So now when it goes from A to B, the art does upgrade.
Yeah.
So that's kind of neat, but the art doesn't match what the what it is at the top. I mean, a minor gripe. I know it costs money. I would have much rather they spent the money giving unique art on the cards, which is just fun to look at, than these little wooden bits that we're not going to use, right? That's a minor thing. But now that I did see that, I was like, well, now it is kind of cool, because at first I didn't notice that. So where's the C? Do I have a C? Yeah, so I have a C green. Oh, they do. It upgrades a lot. So like, we can't. It'd be kind of hard to show, but let me see if I can get it on the camera. So if it'll focus on this instead of Audrey, instead of me. Yeah, so you'll see that the first one is here, or not that one. The other way is A, and then on B, it adds some more vials, and then on C, it's got like a blueprint and a whole bunch more vials and stuff. So that's neat. Now I like that. That actually was kind of cool. But I still think like if they had different art to match the thing, but that's minor, not as major as these these knowledge bits. Next are the mechanics. Oh, we forgot to mention the app too. Did you like the app integration? Did you find like it did a good job, bad job?
I mean, it's nice that there is an app
To tell the story.
And it is funny. So I think there are too many words that are too difficult.
Yeah. I mean, here's the Authority didn't read anything, and that was for a reason, because I had already seen other people mention this, is that they are using, some other reviewers said it was Old English. They weren't using Old English. That is modern English. It's just very fancy and advanced terminology and words, which some of it does match with a scientific. Some of it does match with the fact that the guy that's writing this is some big professor and he's trying to write some doctoral piece on this family. And I think that it kind of goes in as well. If they took out a lot of that, what is it called? Ambiance? What is it called in a book or in a story when you describe what's going on? And it's like the very beginning, it was like the babbling brook and the crystalline waves next to the town, right? That extra fluff could be taken out, because that is one thing people say about the length of time, which we usually don't get into length because I really don't know where it would fit, maybe with difficulty in mechanics, but that does impact your play time, is how much are you having to read of that story between rounds and so forth. I think, we're a little bit over an hour now. That seemed to be the average. It's about an hour per player. We finished this in an hour because we already had a little bit, and we had an hour and a half. An hour and 13 minutes. So we actually got this done a little bit quicker than usual. I say an hour per player. It's like an hour per 2 players.
It's 1 hour.
Yeah. So the first time we played, it took us like 3 hours, but that was with explaining and setup and all that stuff too. It adds a bit, right? So it is a long game. So that'll kind of come down into the fun of whether or not we believe that length impacts our fun. So with the mechanics, it's the worker placement, right? We got that going on. We've got then you have your experiments, which is collecting the resources to be able to build your particular experiment. And then in between rounds, or in between generations, it's like your dad died and you're taking over, and you kind of have to start from scratch, right? Because you lose your resources. You can only keep one of his experiments. You keep his knowledge, right? You get to keep that. So I know you like the worker placement and the resource. What did you think of those other things where you were getting reset?
Sometimes it helps. It helped in this thing.
In some things, yeah, getting your people back if you lost them. But I'm talking about like your resources and the experiments that you've been working on.
I mean, it's sad sometimes.
It's part of the game.
It's part of the game.
It adds
exactly.
a little bit of strategy to where you have to plan.
That is.
And I think one thing, and again, you didn't get to do it all, was this knowledge upgrade.
I didn't do it.
I got the knowledge upgrade, which really made that final round so easy for me. So a lot of your worker placement style games have a lot of ways to win. I don't know if this has that. Again, we've only played it once, but I don't know if there's multiple paths to victory in this worker placement like you normally can have.
Yeah.
Because you didn't do that portion at all.
And
it meant that now you were so far behind, you would have never gotten enough resources to do all of that I did. It just wouldn't have been possible. So it's like you're kind of forced to do that as part of the game. I don't want to say forced. I'm saying that
I don't know what else I didn't. I mean,
I did a couple upgrades, which got me my servant earlier because I bought the servant quarters. Right, because I saw that and I'm like, I know I need more workers. So that was like the first thing I went after. And then after I started getting knowledge, I started putting the knowledge in instead of doing more experiments. If it came down to gaining knowledge or doing an experiment, I think I went with knowledge, especially if I didn't have enough resources. And I think that did hurt you. Remember, the first round you lost a lot because you had forgotten that it didn't carry over. No, the first round, the first game, you had tons of resources left.
Oh, yes.
And so you lost all that.
Yes.
So because you had forgotten that you were going to lose it. So
yeah.
The mechanics are definitely different. I do like it. I do think, I know a lot of people say that, oh, the app, could you play the game without the, I think the app is integral to this game.
Yes.
And that, because the theme, down
the
at the very
theme,
bottom,
exactly.
right, for the theme. It just wouldn't feel right without the app, right?
Yeah.
Difficulty. Where would you put this on difficulty for worker placements that we've played?
Three or a little bit less than three, maybe.
I think this is definitely 3. I don't know if it'd be 3.5. I'd definitely say it's 3. It's a little bit thinkier. A lot of times your worker placements, your Euro victory point games are, because you have to plan so much, right, on your turn.
Yeah, there are many things that you're
gonna do. Yeah.
That you're gonna do.
Remember, 3 is a game that we would not bring out for family to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this would not make the cut. Unfortunately, because they're not hobby gamers. So 3 is really, like you say, is probably like your hobby gamer range for us when we say a 3. Next is Fun Act 2. I liked it at 2. Yeah, I don't see any reason that I wouldn't like it at 2. The only thing you get with a higher player count is more interaction and paying. Because I did notice we sometimes had a lot of coins.
Oh, because they are gonna take over. Like everybody's gonna be there.
So everywhere's gonna be kind of filled. Now it is maxed out at 4 players. It is a 4-player game. So not every space would be covered, but the resource spaces are almost guaranteed. Probably 50 to 60% of the time would have somebody on that resource that you want.
So you have to pay. Yeah.
So you either have to pay or you need to look at getting experiments that don't require those, or hope you have some, which does come into like the hospital that we didn't use. No, you used the hospital once, right? Where you got to pick a experiment. Oh no, that was a reward.
No.
That was a reward. Yeah, that was a reward. So we never went to the hospital to do the pick. The record knowledge, I never discarded any to get any new experiments.
Wait, this one, what it is? I never did.
Yeah, same thing. State affairs allows you to draw a card or get money. Yeah, we barely ever did that one. And I think that comes down to the lack of workers to place, right? Because you start with 4, and then you have to get your 5th one, and then you have to, the servant. You get the servant too. You get 1 servant, 1 groundskeeper, and your spouse. So I think there's a lot of the places we didn't get to use. And I don't know if that might change as well in different scenarios. Like different scenarios might be requiring us to do different things. We don't know. There's lots in this box that we haven't seen. We've seen 1 of 8 from this one.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 more boxes in there, which probably have 8 endings each. So plenty of content. But no, I enjoyed it. I had fun. Very thematic. This is definitely a Halloween type game. So next year we might actually have enough games to just play spooky games all month versus just a couple days in the week. The last is the theme. So the theme is you are a mad scientist and or mad scientist of a mad scientist, and you are trying to complete his work. Yeah.
I think everything is related to it.
Yeah.
Like it's not regular experiment, so it's crazy, it's different. So your
digging up bodies,
ingredients, and all that it makes sense, but again, because of the app.
The app really brings that thematic in, and something we couldn't hear here. There is actual voice narration in certain spots, but then there's also background music that you can have playing from the app. So you can get that ambiance. But yeah, I feel it's very thematic in what it is doing. And like I said, I think the app is a must, right, for this game, the way that they are presenting the story. and then it was thematic in the stuff that we did too. Like, remember we said let's do biology, we didn't do any biology, and the whole story changed on us. So it's very thematic, and all of a sudden it says, oh, now they don't like XYZ, and this thing happened. So I like that. I think that's fun. I like apps, I think, because I was a gamer first. I was a video gamer. I've done video games most of my life. So for me, an app in a board game actually makes me want to play the board game more, because it brings that technology in that I'm used to, right? Any other thoughts? No. All right. If they want to watch a different scenario, what do they need to do down below?
Down below. You need to comment. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know
that you want to
comment which scenario you want to see us play again.
What
right? But if they want to then watch it once we decide if we're going to play it or any other game again, what do they need to do?
Subscribe. Activate notifications.
Notifications.
And
social media.
Follow us on social media. But you went before I did.
That's me cool.
Follow us on social media so you can see all of the updates and things that we're doing.
And
photos
tweets,
and the special
Facebook
events.
Special events.
All
that stuff. Until next time, guys.
Adios.
Peace.